Elino Qaphela, igama lenkqubo i-Social Echo. Welcome back to another joyful Sunday. It's been a hectic week. Saturday, itheni sengxamelo Sunday, Nkosi yam, siyabonga Nkosi. Siyabonga Nkosi yamakhosi. It's been a hectic week bethuna, zini izinto zenzekile, ibhola ngapha bafana baqale very slowly, but with time they gained momentum, bahamba bayojika ke kwi-semi-finals, and siyababulela ngaloo nto leyo. We give them a round of applause. Bengekudalanga ke futhi simamele nomongameli esinika umkhombandlela into nobana sizabe sisenza kanjani exactly kulo nyaka. Zintoni esezenziwe ngurhulumente kunyaka odlulileyo, naleyo into siyayibulelela, ndizawubuyela ke kuyo. Kodwa for now ndicela siqhawulise nje into eyokuqala. Njengoba inkqubo sasitshilo sathi social echo ijonga izankxwe ezisukayo, social cries, abantu, izinto abazidingayo and all. On the line ndine-guest endinayo apha. Ndinenkosazana esaze ngobuso elizweni, uKhanyisa Kufa, ibhelekazi. Ibhelekazi ndidibana nalo kuFacebook. Layithetha into eliyithethileyo, ayizuza nam loo nto leyo, ndifuna ibalise apha uba kwenzeka ntoni. Bhelekazi ukhona?
Ndikhona.
Unjani ke ntombi?
Yaphila kuhle, unjani bhuti?
Yasibonisa nto fondini seselapha. Sinyamezele ntombi. NguQaphela ke luthetha naye, sifowuna silapha eKeith ngesi-radio. Sibone sibone ipost yakho ke ntombi kuFacebook. Kwenzeka ntoni ntombi? Khawubalise, ungubani, waphi, kwenzeka ntoni?
Igama lami ngikhanyisa ifane ngokufa. Ndizalwa nee-sisters zami eziyi-4.
Okay.
Kuzo sisters eziyi-4 ndim ndodwa o-disabled. Ndazalwa nayo le disability nayo.
Okay.
I-primary yam ndayenza eCape Town, then ndamuva ngo-2020 kuba ndandisithi ndifuna ukhe ndifunde nabantu abanomali. So that abantu baze ba-used ngabantu aba-disabled.
Yes.
So ndafikela eXolosa Senior Secondary School.
Okay.
Ndafunda phaa ugrade 10 wam.
Okay.
Then ndaqhuba iititshala zaphaa zazindisapota, even ii-students zazindisapota.
Okay.
Then kwacaca ukuba ke ngoku ndingumntu odinwayo ne.
Okay.
Since iinyawo zam ndisebenzisa for uhamba ndiphinde ndizisebenzise for ukwenza zonke ezinye izinto.
Okay.
So ke ngoku phaa kwesaa sikolo bandithengela izinto endizifundayo.
Okay.
Then ndakwazi uqhubeka ndampasa ugrade 12.
Okay.
Then after ndimpasile ugrade 12 nda-aplaya, ndapasa ngebachelor ne-distinction. So nda-aplaya kwiindawo.
Wo, sudlule entweni entle, suvele ubaleke xa ufika kwii-distinctions. Zingaphi ezi distinctions?
I-1 yesiXhosa.
Good, sebenzile Bhelekazi, qhubeka ke ntombi.
Then ke ngoku nda-acceptwe 40.
Okay.
After nda-acceptiwe, abantu babendicacisela, abantu bayathetha uba uNSFAS xa u-aplayile then akaphumi ungeka-rejistarisha esikolweni.
Okay.
Ungena immediately xa ugqiba ukwenza i-registration. So ndarelaxa ke nam, umama akazama mali and ekhaya ke ngakho mntu uphangelayo, basapotwa yile grant yam bonke.
Okay, alright.
So ke ngoku
thetha.
Then after ndi-acceptiwe kwacaca kwimali ke ngoku yoba ndilantuze ndirejistarisha naye.
Okay.
Xa ndiyobuza phaa kulaa ndawo kurejistarisha kuyo kwathiwa kufuneke ndibe ne-3.5, uNSFAS wam akakandifandi.
Okay.
So injalo.
Alright ke Makhanye. Andizutya xesha ke ntombi. Ithe isawufika ke ntombi le nto yakho okanye libali lakho. Lihle lona because uqhuba kakuhle ezifundweni zakho but ke ngoku awukwazi uqhubeka phambili furthering your studies. I-station esi ke ngoku ndithetha ndikuso mna because akuthethi mna apha ndithetha ndisi-station ndisisikhululo, iKeith ngesi-radio. Iku-ofarisha R1,000 kule 3,500 ushota ngayo.
Okay, ndiyabulela akho ngxaki, enkosi kakhulu.
Yes. Sizayibiza ke nalapha emoyeni into i-account number le ubuyisherishile kwi-social media le yaseCapitec. Nantsi ke baphulaphuli. 1917684337. Mandiyiphinde. Capitec account 1917684337. Makhanyi siyathemba into nokubana after kusenze ngolu hlobo ke ntombi bakhona nabanye abantu abazawungena. All the best for your future endeavors.
Inkosi Bhuti, ndiyabulela kakhulu.
Siyabulela nathi ke sisube nemini emandi.
Inkosi.
Sure ke. Thank you very much. Siyabulela ke baphulaphuli basekhaya, ibingukhanyisa ke lowo. Wonke umuntu orhalela uncedisa ke bethuna kwesi sanqo esiza naso uzamulungisa lo mntana because i-potential is there. Siniyeva naye akapasanga nje, unayo ne-distinction yesiXhosa. Dabani? Yintoni kanene igama lalaa nto? Ayithiwa yintoni? Amahlelo, yes. Uyawachela amahlelo. Amahlelo, ihlelo lokuqala, ihlelo leentontoni. So uyawachana amahlelo. Baphulaphuli besendibulisile bethuna singena kuyo. Namhlanje ke ndine-guest yam. Ikhona apha emoyeni, andizuyazisa ngoku, ndizayazisa kodwa. Zaba ukhona?
Ndikhona bhuti. Ndiyavakala solokuqala.
Ndikuva loud and clear. Nganguwo ongandivayo mna, ndikuva ngqo mntakwethu. Ndikuva ngqo mntakwethu.
Yakuva.
Khawuphile hlo.
Hayi ke noko hayi ndinguliyabonga ugayisa. Ndingowapho apha eDutywa. Ndikhulela ke kwilali yaseBholotho phaa kwisixeko saseBholotho. Sikhulela ke eMthatha kodwa sifikele apha ke sifikele eDutywa apha ekukhuleni kwam around 2007. Uqala ukufunda ndifunda emazizini ezantsi. Ze ndahamba ke ndayofunda ngapha eMount Freya i-high school. Uphuma ke ngokwam ndizokhangela ke imfundo ephezulu ngapha eGoli eVets kuba ke sizoba lapha namhlanje. Enye mhlawumbi sawuyigqibezela esibasithetha. Kodwa ngoku hayi ndibekile endaweni sokuya.
All right. Icaceca ke futhi ihlo. Ndifuna abantu bazi before ndichaza uba uzele ntoni apha, ndifuna bazi into yobana ndiphethe jongo apha. Ndiphethe indoda egalela kuvalekale xa igalela. Khawusondipha le ndawo ke ngoku. Apha ke ngoku kule ndawo yemfundo. Ufundele ntoni kule ndawo? Usawufika ke eGoli, ufike wafundela ntoni?
Oh, okay. Usuka kwam ke eMakhawula ndisuka ndiqonda ukuba ndiyokwenza engineering eVarsity but bendingekaqiniseki incam. Ndiqonda okay but yena ndilandele endiyithanda kakhulu yabe i-civil engineering ke. So ndaqualify ke phayana with my grade 12 results and then I enrolled in 2018. 2018 that was first registration doing first year. Saqhuba ke civil engineering with a large group at Wits University, but that was one of the university and apply kuzo. So siqhuba nje ngoku, this was a large group. It took me about 5 years ukuze ndigqibe i-degree lena. So vele yena it's BSc in civil engineering, which allows you to gain NQF level 8 in terms of the national qualification levels. Yeah, so and that's why sicacise sisuka ngoku from ubana intoni yona straight. Xa sendi eyona nto sathi ke ndiyithande okanye eyona nto edala uba ndisondele ngakuyo indima edlalayo kwi-society yethu, indima edlalayo based on i-everyday human needs zethu. So i-civil engineering ke yona ke xa uyiqaphela.
Sorry kancinci Zaba ndingakuqhawulanga. I-civil engineering le as a career sizawungena kuyo, sibhalele kuyo baphulaphuli namhlanje. Civil engineering as a career, what it entails, uzayibreaka down lo mfana. The boy is only 25 years of age. Is based in Mpumalanga. Ubusithi kanene uyi-resident engineer kwi-University of Mpumalanga, right?
Yeah. So through University of Mpumalanga kwi-infrastructure development projects zayo, enye ye-projects zabo it's a design and building of Great Hall for so that they can host my graduations wabo and everything. So I'm working as a resident engineer in that project. The project, Elena, it's a 2.5-year project. It's also accompanied with various other projects. So it's a large investment on the university. Ndifumene ithuba apho ke ngoku.
Alright. Ndike ndathi xa bendithetha nawe ndafumana ke into ethi kukho into kwi-science kukho into ekuthiwa zii-genetics, kuthiwa u-father of genetics nguGregor Mendel. Yayikho into eyayisitsho kudala. Kuthiwa ke le nto yena ufather wale nantsika we-civil engineering kuthiwa ngumntu okuthiwa nguJohn Smeaton. Loo nto iyo kwala magama nizawu-understanda nina. You should be out of your neighbor. I don't want to lie. Sizawungena kule nto but into endiyifunayo into yokubana khawuadvise nje in 2 minutes zabo. How did you manage your time? Because yeka nje uba ndingazude ndize nayo straight ke i-matric certificate yakho, but you passed with distinctions. Asizude singene kuba sabangaphi, but in 2 minutes, how did you manage nantsika ixesha lakho so that you can achieve what you achieved kwa grade 12? Nje 2 minutes nje uadvisor abasalandela apha emva kwakho.
Oh, okay. Xa kukuzimisela nje eyona nto basically, kodwa ke ndibe nelakhi yoba ndifunde kwisikolo, ndifunde eMakhawula ke. eMakhawula ke we were given all the time for usebenza, like doing your school work, and it was all about that, umsebenzi wesikolo. eMakhawula ubungena ngo-5 ekuseni esikolweni, in the 5 in the morning, uphume ngo-3. So xa uphuma ngo-3 esikolweni in the 5 in the yeah. Ndiyavakala kakuhle. So xa uphuma esikolweni. Oh, okay. So xa uphuma ngo-3 you also had time to come back. Izikolo ezininzi ke they do that, but for students kuqhele mhlawumbi uba nzima ufocus for long hours of time. So kufuneka like what you need to do is to know how to manage ixesha lakho bana in the morning, where are you studying? Do you want to change scenario yakho, maybe go study outside, or want to study maybe nge-pace ezithile? So the most important part is to know that you should be more disciplined than you like in terms of intelligence. Discipline is the more important thing, that you know how to manage ixesha lakho, especially in grade 11, because grade 11 is what is the marks that you apply with varsity. You can apply first with your grade 11 marks. So time management should always be on point from grade 11, in such that you kill maths and science and all the other subjects, because you need an average ephezulu. So time management is based on your own personal discipline. Do you know ixesha lakho? Who are you associated with? Are those people contributing towards keeping your own time? Funeka ube selfish ngexesha lakho and know what you're aiming for, and know at what time, what are you doing. I used to use the Fridays as the best day, knowing that on Saturday they were not waking up doing anything. So on Friday I wouldn't sleep on Fridays. And again, I had an incentive bana ke ndandibhejiwe ukuze ndize nazo. Ndandibhejiwe bana kwathiwa uba ungeza neziyi-6 efondini sokunika le moto le. Qha ke ndaza nazo ke ezo. So it's also the people abadala kunawe contributing to make sure that ufocusile and that baya kunqwanqwada towards indawo ezi-right. So I have a huge support. Ilali yam ngabantu abanjalo abaqhubela kwindawo ezi-right. So it's not only about how you manage your time, but it's rather the environment. Does it allow you to do it? Ukuba it does not allow you, are you actually going against it to make sure bana no, ezinto ndizifunayo they are the priority and not whatever is outside? So yeah, it's a lot of factors. But
no, ndikumamele sabo. Unomdakana ngapha unathi useKapa uthi ukubukela. Unomdakana ungapha eKapa.
Ndiyamazi.
Ngoma olwakhe eMkhiva naye ngapha uyakhuthaza uthi keep up the good work zabo, and also continue to be a symbol of hope and inspiration to the nation at large. Amagama esingesiza bafuna sizama uzilungisa, funeka uwatye, you know. awunawuze ukhala ngo-R PQR ngathi ufunde konqubela funeka ucace uba ubusuka noko ubonakala uba sewuseMpumalanga ngo-PQR, you know, magama e-English. All right, Zab, ngenxa yexesha ihlobo aphulaphuli, we only have 45 minutes left because siya ku-12 apho siya khona. Get to it, Zab. Yintoni civil engineering?
So civil engineering basically it's settlement engineering. That is, a settlement where it's anywhere where people live. So when you talk about civil engineering, ungena phakathi kwi-settlement engineering. Uqale ke ngokuchache izidingo zabantu, what people need in order to push their everyday life iqhubeke njengendlela esmooth. You come from water, okay, you know, we civil engineers will deal with from the water source isuka kulo mlambo amanzi asuka kuwo until they come to the tap elapha phakathi endlini. That's civil engineering. If you talk about uphuma ke-toilet isuwa, uqokelela all that waste isuka from endlini iyoshwa apha iklinwa khona, that's civil engineering. If you look at roads, the entire South African network, the stormwater around it, how we manage amanzi emvula xa wefikile. So that's all encompasses the civil engineering. It's a very broad career choice. You also go to housing, what people need to like for housing, shelter and everything. You get structural engineering there, you get your technical engineering. All of these things are encompassed within civil engineering. So yeah, you know, also the government spends a lot towards civil engineering services or to improve people's needs. So they have several parastatals or companies that are mainly civil engineering based, or Transnet. You get Abo Sandran who deal with our roads. You get Abo Eskom. We have a lot of, even though it's based on electricity, Eskom is for electricity, we still have a lot of civil engineering applications. And civil engineering will also encompass up to coastal engineering in order to design a harbor or to make sure these ships are docking into the right place, the logistics around that. You get a lot of civil engineering application within London. So from the government spending perspective, you see, government actually spends a lot trying to notch our civil engineering services country. We have Transnet, who's busy transporting minerals in and out of the country. So yeah, it's a very broad based. You also have material people. So if one is a track is they're carrying concrete, where someone who is a civil engineer made sure that it's mixed up to the right ratios and everything in Jalo. Ngapha you have amadami, geotechnical engineering, so those guys ensure bana umhlaba it's okay before you start every other project. Umzekelo, if mhlambi kukho i-project yendlela, let's say sibetha le ndlela usuke eGcuwa uyotsho phaa elentozeni eMonti, yabo, you're gonna need a geotechnical engineer before uqale. So a geotechnical engineer will go there.
Zaba subaleka. Uthi yontoni engineer?
Geotechnical.
Oh, okay. Hey, unika kwathe amagama esingesi usuyibhaxa lo. Beningathethi loo nto.
So you get your geotechnical engineer. Ndizama uyicacisa ke ngokwe-roles, but bonke abantu endizothetha ngabo, they fall under civil engineering to try and kuyiveza ivuleka kanani. So in this project engomhlawumbi sizenza le ndlela isuke eGcuwa eMonti, we're gonna need to employ a geotechnical engineer first to make sure that our soil is okay kulapha, asizuthi xa sidrive kumane kuwodoka phayana. So those guys make sure that the soil is okay, everything is right, they take samples and do their job. The next guy, we also have a traffic engineer who's also a civil engineer in a broader scope. This guy will make sure, okay, we are expecting this number of cars up to pass the mini etile. And then you also get a pavement engineer, ozoza ke ngoku nala asphalt, aze nala gravel, aze nala ntoni, ba izobangaka nje. So these career opportunities, the under civil engineering, they can all be contributing towards the same project. like it's a broader scope after like in terms of looking at it as a job. So idila kanjalo ke ngosibona kanjalo in terms of its role in society, civil engineering.
Wow. Yeah, wani wayikhethiswa intoni wena? Ubani wayexelela nge-civil engineering sapho?
Ndikhula phayana, kuthiwa ndikhula mandiqala kwam nje ubhadla, ndaze bekungabaphi iminyaka around 2008. Kuthiwa heyi umkhulwa wam uhambile uyofunda eMonti, kuncokolwe kapha kuthiwa hayi wenza i-civil engineering. Andiyazi uba kuthethwa ngantoni apha, ndibuze uba hayi yintoni le, kwenziwa ntoni. Qha ke xa icaciswa abantu basezilalini bathi hayi i-civil engineer ngulo mntu ofika athi makubekho itawuni apha ibe khona, athi makufakwe into ethile apha ifakwe. So ndiyabe ekukhuleni iye icace uba no, i-civil engineering is mainly about planning human infrastructure, the development of it, the design and everything. And it got interesting because thina besihlala ezilalini where you never see high-rise buildings, that sophisticated kind of infrastructure. So sikhule sinalo maphupha uba okay, no, if to make it out of here or like to make a good career, it would be a good thing uba ndibe ngumakhi wezi buildings ezinkulu, builder of bridges, roads and stuff, so ndakhetha yona because I was influenced towards it. Ibiyinto ebendiyazi kakhulu ngexesha ndikhetha career, also because of its major role with society. It's basically solving human needs. That's why I chose it for my career.
All right. Before singene ke njengoba buzibekile ke zininzi role in the society, civil engineering, zonke izinto bulibizile ligama geotechnical engineering, transportation engineering, water and environment ne-coastal. Ubuzibekile zonke izinto. Before siye kuyo ke ngozabo, umntwana osengemva kuwe who is yet to go to varsity, would you advise into nobana makayichoose i-civil engineering as a career, considering le nto ye-scarcity se-job opportunities? Ise-open yona, abantwana isisekhona amathuba kuyo?
To analyze the market, like in terms of the job market, it's a very difficult task. It's a very difficult task because the market basically depends on government spending. How much is the government spending on infrastructure? And then that's where again with the major job opportunities start to show up in the market. But based on we have a huge spectrum. And okay, you get in as a BSc, or you get in using national diploma, or you get in using maybe a national vocational or a NCV. So based on those things, there are different chances for employment, of which I have no idea which one is demanded more. But
okay,
there is a way, like it depends on where how ngelaa xesha iphuma ngalo ivasithi mhlawumbi, how was the market? Uba ndingathi mhlawumbi ngoku hayi imarket imbi ngoku, but then 2 years from now the government starts spending more on civil engineering, then opportunities open up, it's going to be kind of yabona uba ayizuhambelana. So i-market is very difficult to analyze, but the advice endingayitsho is that you can do it anyway. So izinto after ivasithi, they mostly depend on whether you're getting a job or not, but they not entirely depend on that. There is a lot of other things you can do. But ivasithi, it's not simply about the career, it's about how much ingqondo yakho izovuleka. So if you look at civil engineering, in order to get into it, xa uthetha nge-BSc engineering or i-BEng or Bachelor of Engineering, you have it gives you NQF level 8 at the end of the career. At the end of the varsity period when you are a graduate, you are at NQF level 8. That is national qualification level. In order to get zimbalwa ii-varsities eziyenzisayo i-BSc. I think Z3, if I'm not mistaken, UCT, UVETS, You also have EUKZN, they do EBSc in civil engineering. AUCT, you need about 80% maths, you need 70% physics, but EVET you need 65% and above. But yeah, in order for to increase how much chances are, you have to just keep it high, keep the marks high. But then you can also get in using the national diploma route. If you do a national diploma, you can do it in any of the South African universities of technology or the listed colleges as accredited. So Payana, you mostly need about 50% mathematics, you need about 50% for English and physics as well. But that is
Imake zaba, sorry zaba kancinci nje ndiqhawule, ndiyithandile le ndawo kwii-colleges ezi-accredited, because out
yeah,
of desperation abantu bangena emigibeni bahambe bayofaka imali zabo koosinga colleges, TVET colleges. So ndiyayithanda le ndawo uthi ezi-accredited, meaning that umntu xa ingaba eyongena makaqale enze i-research yakhe, makaqiniseke ngehomework uba uyenzile, le nto ayenzawuyenza xa sele igqibile esithi uya-aplaya ngayo nyhani it will be recognized. Ndiyayithanda loo ndawo leyo, ezi-accredited awuyishiyi loo ndawo. Asisodwanga ke zabapha, usazawuqhubeka ihlo, ndifuna ukuphefumle futhi. Ifamily yakho e-Uppington, kuthiwa Zaba, your family from Uppington is watching and we are indeed so proud of you. Usimamkele Thetha naye utsho uthi sibukele Uppington, where I'm watching from East London, kutsho uPhumlile Sean Sigenu, noVuyo Bathi uthi I'm watching from home. Yazi uba from home ke kuphi, kufanenzeka uba from home. Andithule phofu, andifuna uthetha iindaba zabantu ngomgqibelo. I wonder uphi uVuyo Bathi le nto layo ingabizwayo uba kuphi ekhaya. Okay Zaba, bendiqhawule bendifuna nje ukuphefumle, qhuba mntakwethu.
Yeah, bensisho ke kubana, so you can get in using a lot of degree levels, and you should be aware that these levels like they have a different NQF at the end of the varsity journey. So it depends, are you aiming for NQF level 8 by the time you finish your first degree, or your NQF level 6, which is a national diploma. So this national diploma, you get it from South African universities of technology. You get it from also colleges. So from as lenders again, all of these are, as I say, colleges. In national diploma, you get NQF level 6 ekugqibeleni. Uyakwazi ke ngokuqhubeka from that, you do an advanced diploma, or else uhambe uyoqashwa with the national diploma, where you will be employed as a technician. You will be working for a certain company as a civil engineering technician. And if you come with the BSc I was talking about, you will qualify as a graduate engineer. So there are different, if you have to do the research before you choose the career, you have to make sure that you have talked to people, job shadowing, the people who know about the job, who are in the industry, make sure that they advise you and they give you all that information. You also get bench. You can also do a civil engineering after you did to grade 9 with the vocational route, where you do civil engineering, I think from N1 up to N4 or something, and then you can also continue through varsity. So it's a lot of ways to get into the job. But then when you get into the job, we have it's less different there, because it mainly depends on your abilities. You do get one with national diploma who are able to design, but they would need senior people for approval of those designs and this ganjalo. So yeah, you have to qualify first from grade 11, grade 12, get into varsity, do a qualification of your choice, and of your target level, and yeah, you have to push from that. I'd say that's how you obtain the qualification.
Alright. Xa bendikhe ndancokola nawe ecaleni Zaba, ubukhe wathetha nge-engineering ekubizwa ngoba yi-transportation engineering. Ziintoni ezo?
Hey, transportation, it's deep as well. So transportation, it's basically engineering our roads and our transportation networks, the freight network. So if you look at SAA, South African Airways, they're in the transport business. And in order for their planes to take off, they would need to have a runway which is designed by civil engineers. So that's where transportation comes in. So that runway as an airport, it's designed by civil engineers who are specializing in transport engineering. So njengoba benithetha nangala project ndithi maybe sisuke eMonti siya eGcuwa. That project it will encompass most of the transport engineering sectors, professionals. So within the transport engineering sector, abantu abenze civil engineering, they can get career opportunities as a traffic engineer, meaning that you're responsible for counting the number of cars passing a certain point, compiling that data, working that data in such a way that it gives us meaning so that you can work with it. You have people who work with the materials we use. So the materials we use there, whether you use asphalt, you use concrete bases, you use some form of soil. So those are different kind of specialists. But they are contributing towards the same thing. You get geometric engineers, those specialists are within the transportation industry. You get railway engineers and railway technicians. Transnet, they deal with this poro. They make sure we don't get derailments, as frequent, don't get frequent derailments. Kulapho kasebenza khona ndithi lo bhuti ndanibone kuyi-civil engineering umkhulu. He works as a railway technician. So there they work with the railway, they deal with the ballast, they deal with the insimbi, the rail, to make sure that trains are continuously going there without a problem. You also get a lot of other kinds of trains, other companies, about Prasa, who are into passenger rail, which is for people, and you get rail for trains and stuff. So that encompasses the entirety of the transport engineering, which is just one branch of civil engineering. Yeah.
Ewana uthetha ngento yaziyo ntangapha and something that you are fond of. Ndiyakhumsha ke ngoku. Yabo ndiyakuva une-passion yalo ndithetha ngayo mntakwethu, ndiyakuva. Zaba ndikubona apha ebusweni ndikujonga apha, kaloku zaba ndikujongile apha ebusweni njengoba ndithetha nje nawe fondini. Ndikujongile and naba bantu ayindimndoda abakujongileyo. Ifemeli yakwaMpumlwana besenditshilo Mossel Bay, Mossel Bay ikujongile nayo. Uthoma uthula Mpumlwana uyatsho uthe useMossel Bay uthi huntsho Zaba. Nanku nosibonise Lizalise Chiseka. Are you interested in establishing your own business? What obstacles do you encounter in the professional taking? Okay, ndizakhe ndiyitshekishe leya kuba ithini ihamba imephi ka sibonise. Zaba ikhona into ofuna ungeza okanye ndiqhubeke ndikubuze enye into?
Ungaqhubeka kwangoku. Sijongile ngexesha.
Water and environment.
Water, yabona ke with water it's also very deep, because you have to deal with water coming into the settlement. That is amanzi udila nawe esiza ba afika njani apha ekhaya, then uphinde udile nawe ephuma ba aphuma ayiphi. Yabo, that is the two major way you can look at it. So the
imake ungathi ndiyabhoxa into ozabuza yona Zaba. Amanzi land wakha pha etepini ekhaya esinkini kwa ndizawusela aklini ngokufanayo nalamanzi aphuma kula tap le itap water esebathroom ndonqena usebenza kuthiwa in the loo, mandingathe ndithe etoilet, andifuni de ndithi uba etoilet. Aklini ngokufanayo okanye ahamba indawo ezahlukene, ndingawasela lawo apha?
Hayi, ungawasela ke ndabona uba awuwathembi tu.
Hayi
Umuntu odizayinayo akanaba nalo ixesha lothi hayi makhe siwuhlukanisela amanzi ayapha, because kufuneka save imali ke nee-resources karhulumente. So siwafake efane clean, that is potable water. Ungawasela amanzi.
Alright, ungaqhubeka ke sithi.
Yeah, besicela undikhumbuze kancinci apha umbuzo. Water and environment.
Besithetha ngamanzi inantsika bisa water and environment.
Yeah, so with water and environmental engineering, like they are pair in pair. you get both Department of Water and Sanitation. So you can see one at the government has even lumped the two of them. Sanitation falling into environmental management as well as the water falling into supply of services. We deal with water before it gets to the house and after it gets after it gets out of the house. So we have to make sure bana okay maybe city mhlawumbe ilali ethile yaqeqa idinga amanzi. We're gonna have to identify a water source. Then you get specialists who are civil engineers, water specialists. They will identify that water source, calculate the cost bana siwafikisa kanjani lamanzi. And then you're gonna design pipes all the way going to the target location. Okay, these pipes is fikile up, we have water. Those specialists, they will be civil engineers, consulting companies that won the project maybe to design that system. But then after that, andithi manje sesiwafikisile amanzi endlini, kufuneke sibe nendlela yowakhupha nakhona. We have also environmental engineers or environmental specialists, water specialists, who deal with how clean that water is as we are getting it back to the environment. Lamanzi xa wephuma apha xa wephuma mhlawumbi endlini siyawachitha ngohamba ngalasuwa aphuma phaa kulaa sinki naphaya etoilet ngasese ahamba wonke. They have to be clean lamanzi before they are introduced back into the environment. You have standards that are set by the government in terms of Environmental Management Act that will give you okay lamanzi lana should be managed by a specialist still who is most likely coming from a civil engineering background. They get to a water treatment plant, which is a complex system, which is also something designed by civil engineers. As we get in, because lamanzi la phuma ezindlini siyawachitha back emlanjeni, but siwachitha clean food because wathathe clean phaya emlanjeni. So all of that cycle, I think that's the best cycle to explain water and environmental engineering. All of that cycle is managed by water specialists, when abantu are environmental engineers and analytical chemists to make sure they are clean and everything. There's standards to be met. Yes.
Okay. Awufuna ukusela amanzi mntakwethu?
Hayi, bagqibile amanzi.
Zaba, we need more people like you, bro. You know, there's this guy endisoko ndibhiliva kakhulu ezincwadini zakhe. Ukhona umbhali kuthiwa nguRobin Sharma. Unencwadi yakhe ethi The Leader Who Had No Title. uRobert Sharma pha is clear zaba into nokubana each of us is born into genius, but sadly most of us die amid mediocrity. Le nto uRobert Sharma xa ungena into detail, we have everything in us enokwazi ukuphilisa nokuphucula ubomi babantu ngaphandle. But yena the unfortunate is that thina we tend to ignore the spark in us esinokwazi into nokubana sitshintshe izinto. Siyazi-ignora ezi zinto. Now ndijonge wena ihlo, ndithanda indlela uyibeka ngayo le nto, into nokubana awufuni, you don't want to die in mediocrity, uza naye ebantwini. And xa sasiyincokola le nto ndangekabikho nento ethi ngasingazoyincokola apha, because le ncoko siyenza apha yincoko yayiqonda uba ayiqalelanga apha, yincoko yi-continuation. Unfortunately ke baphulaphuli nto niyazi uba yayiqalele phi, but into endinonixelela nje kwakusemgidini. You'll be surprised. I met this boy emgidini, but upon our deliberations, because the politicians xa sezikhumsha zabo, ladies and gentlemen, we've deliberated, uqonda uba eyi sizawusithwa ke ngoku. So upon our deliberations, zizinto ezaye zavela as which I felt into nokubana le mpucuko ikulo mfana ngaphakathi mayize ebantwini. Andikwazanga uyivalela iphelele kum kuphela. I'm proud of you, boy, and ifamily yakho is very proud. Naba nakwasogayise kuthiwa ubukela usiwe sogayise usegqeberha egqeberha ubukele phaa egqeberha nabathana bakho ayingabobodwa futhi. Siyabulisa Peto egqeberha, molweni nivasile ngevasco wem. Xa ebuya abatshana bayigada abatshana bangagqayani ngamalitye apho. Yho, hayi ke ngoku nanku no-MEC ubukelwe nalizizu MEC tata ufundile gade MEC of Education ephondweni nanku ufundini. This demands a career expo or a presentation to grade 10 pupils. Kutsho u-MEC fundini. Hayi mntakwethu. MEC wephondo. MEC wephondo mntakwethu. Gade. This demands a career expo or a presentation to grade 10 pupils. Nanku bubuqu bakakathumelanga.
Hayi uthetha nathi uqobo u-MEC. Ngaphandle ke kwa-point, but if you are watching mhlawumbe uzobona uba izinto e-Eastern Cape, they are trying like to improve izinto ezininzi. You see a lot of people moving into careers esingaziqhelanga. We have mathematicians, abantu that we haven't seen in like izinto esingaziqhelanga manje ukutsho. So MEC uthetha
mathematicians, and someone comes into mind. Mathematicians, someone comes into mind, and you know that.
Mathematicians. So we have a lot of people abanento yothetha yabona who are willing to get into a journey mhlawumbe enjengale MEC ufundile. So kulondo ke ngoku working with uNgoma, if you have joined the comment section, we have uNgoma olwakhe. So
yes,
yeah, working with him, there are plans to come in Eastern Cape and see how to spread information. That's basically the plan for now, but how to spread information about what's happening at a higher level. Sometimes abantu, they don't become what they can become, not because abanayo the ability, but because they've never been exposed to into enjalo. I don't know mhlawumbe so i-tennis player ungazange wabona kwanto engathi i-tennis player, okanye mhlawumbe awunokwazi ude ufikelele kula level ungekho kwi-environment enjalo. So we need ke ngokuthi mhlawumbe abantu who have amandla, abantu abanalo ixesha, who are willing to just keep talking about ezi zinto. The least you can do is talk about ezi zinto and help people see beyond ilali, beyond le ndawo ahlala kuyo. Yeah, so izinto ezinjalo ezi. We had plans select izikolo. I think it's a plan for 2025 and the latest now. We were going to Eastern Cape maybe. Just that we are lacking finances and more people to have larger impact. So izikolo mhlawumbe eziphakathi elalini kuwe or whatever, there are plans towards izinto ezinjalo. So sizoyidinga ke that support yakhe u-MEC nabanye abaphulaphuli. We're gonna talk about ezi zinto. There's also e-platforms ezinjengo Learn with Wandile Mditshwa. It's something you can follow on Facebook. Abantu abanjalo, they are working towards izinto ezinje, even though we have not yet got together and collaborated on the bigger thing. There are a lot of study guides ezibhalwa Eastern Cape mathematics. There is a student from Musu, kukhona abo sisi sofoya, mathematicians who are writing these kind of stuff. So there is a need for outreach.
Yabona, and iclear into nokubana basikhe satshintsha nje i-mindset abantu siwinile, because the change of mindset and commitment to excellence could transform not only your life but also the lives of those around you. Just like in photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is clear up. Photosynthesis is a process whereby plants manufacture their own food. But the most unfortunate part with this definition is that plants do not benefit from the food they've manufactured. It's the people around the tree that benefit, if it's a tree. It's the people. So lento siyizamayo kwi-social eco, lento siyizamayo ngale nkqubo into nokubana abantu siqiniseke into nokubana xa umile ezi ziqhamo ziyokozelayo kuwe, you're not the only beneficiary. Everyone around you benefits from iziqhamo kuzo. Akutsho mna ke loo nto ithethwa yi-science. Photosynthesis. Zaba, this is so mouthful mntakwethu, but always we are always pressed for time. Ikhona indawo ungena kuyo futhi yokugqibela, because ikhona in fact not neyokugqibela, ikhona into apha besikhe sayincokola, into ethetha coastal engineering.
Oh, coastal engineering, it's basically basically engineering around the lwandle. How do you make a bridge that can cross maybe from a country to an island? How do you ensure that when the worst kind of waves come to the shores or to the harbor, do not destroy what we've already done then? So yeah, it's coastal engineering, all of that. You have to engineer the entire seawall. You have to engineer the pontoons that go in there. Like it's mainly focusing on harbors. Like harbor, how do we keep it safe? If you look at the harbor, you have cranes there that should move goods from these boats. So they have to dock with docks that are structurally stable, that are not that will not be dilapidated by the repetitive waves. So that's coastal engineering. We're also getting a larger diverse of engineers there, maybe from mechanical, and the more like environmental engineers. So it's a big world, this civil engineering. Endiyeke ndayibona kakuhle ke mna ke when I got to site siphuma kancinci kwi-coastal engineering, and then ndayibona ke when I got to site, but okay, no, these contributions, they come in a lot of ways. You'd see mhlawumbi xa ugqitha kwi-construction site, you take a look at it and think, no, that company ibhalwe kakhulu igama layo is the only one that's working there, but that's not the case. That's what I always thought. But if you look at ezanto zinjena, you have a lot of other people. Ukhona lo uzoza ne-concrete, ukhona lo uzobopha le ntsimbi, ukhona mhlawumbi ozothi yena uza ne-shattering kuphela. So that's where you get a lot of opportunities. But okay, no, these people are working together to contribute towards izinto. It opens up the economy. It goes back to speak to that government spending. If government spending picks up, it picks up in terms of civil engineering, like in the services sector. That's where most opportunities show up within the engineering side. So yeah, enye into enzoyitsho ke bhuti ndikona mhlawumbi mandiyiqoshelise singekapheli ixesha is that besifuna nje ukutsho uba okay, there's a lot of sponsorship mhlawumbi udirector abantu who have not obtained, abantu xa be-apply for next year, next year, they should look up sponsorship from the government, maybe Department of Public Works, which funded me. I was doing civil engineering, was funded by the Department of Public Works nationally. So you have about Transnet who are funding students doing civil engineering. You have SASOL, National Public Works. So Public Works will do it in all levels. They do it nationally, they do it provincially, and they do it also in terms of a local government. You have a private firms. So most private firms, you will get it from a website. This website is called zabursaries.co.za. I'm not sure if you can be with Band. So if you go to ZA,
okay,
zabursaries.co.za. So there you can be able to see a large list of bursaries that will sponsor each kind of career. It's not only limited to civil engineering. Yeah, so it's any information when with the platform. Yeah. Other than that, yeah, singajonga uba mhlawumbi ikhona imibuzo from abaphulaphuli or
no, only comments zaba, only comments, and ke ngoku ngenxa yexesha zaba sizukwazi apho ikhona i-comment ekhoyo apho. Cha andide ndiyibambe kakuhle uba ubuza kubani uNantsika uLizalisa. uLizalisa unale comment apha ithi, are you interested in establishing your own business? What obstacles do you encounter in the professional environment, taking into account the historical dominance of the white population in the industry? Then later, aphinda benenye futhi another comment ethi ke ngoyona, that can be established. So I'm not sure uba ubuza kubani exactly. I so wish uLizalisa ngakabe clear uba uthini kanye. Ibe ugunuza naye uyakhala ke nakuntombi ke nakile ntombi alulutho uthi this career is so demanding mntakabawo, kube kukho abantu abafana abafana nam abazithatharik kwizifundo.
It's demanding university. It's you need discipline, but when you get out, you won't work with all these things. You won't work with all of them. You have to qualify, finish the degree, and then you form of kind of specialized in kwenye yezindawo ke bendikhe ndathetha ngazo. So ukujonga phaa kulizalise, are you willing to do your own business? Of course, ndiyarhalela uba neyam construction company, consulting firm or whatever kind of business. Kodwa kwangoku I'm just new kwi-industry. Civil engineering, it's a long journey, you continuously learn. So vele ke the industry has always been on white hands. It's always been on like previously based on South African history kanjalo. Kodwa ke it doesn't necessarily close it from i-reach yethu. Now, most of engineers in South Africa, they are now predominantly black. Most of the grassroots, like project means that at a smaller scale, they are taken care of by black consulting engineers. Most graduates are getting opportunities from smaller companies that are formulated, that are formed by black engineers, black professionals who are within this industry. So the industry, it's an experience-based industry. When you have enough experience, you can always specialize, you can always open your own business, you can always do consulting services in private and stuff. People do sell house plans. A lot of people are working within the industry, and businesses, they're booming. They're just working on it, tiling, so they go up in better projects, exposure to more and more business opportunities that are within the industry. So yeah, I am willing to do a business and become part of a service delivery in South Africa from a private sector point of view.
All right. Zaba, thank you very much, my brother. Ngenxa yexesha mnakwethu ngoku sishiyekile 7 minutes kuphela sibe siyayisonga inkqubo. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you for your time. Thank you for making time for us. I don't think this is our last session together, so we're going to plan i-meeting yethu ezawuphinda futhi uzo-empowerisha abantu abatsha nabadala uba-empowerishela uba bayo-empowerisha abantwana babo, because this is so profound, mfana. This is so profound. And what I like is that umntwaneni omncinci, 25-year-old boy. So abantwana nabo are going to relate when they are looking at your face. 25 years. If you kwazile uyenza leyo, then what is stopping me? So thank you very much, Zaba. Thank you very much, my brother.
Inkosi kakhulu ukuthi inkosi ndiyabulela nami ngithuba izinto ezinje nami ndiyakholela uba they need to be talked about more kwicala lethu, especially Eastern Cape yawa. So yes, we are willing to do izinto. We're gonna we're gonna keep planning nathi kwicala obhuti Ngoma, obhuti Waramdita, to make sure that indaba ezinje we spread them even outside emoyeni. Siyabulela putting a platform kakhulu. Inkosi.
Enkosi ke mntakwethu, ndiyabulela Zaba kakhulu mntakwethu, ube nemini and enjoy the rest of the weekend. Take care of yourself. Baphulaphula, every individual has the potential to be a leader and influence others regardless of their job title role in any organization. So umuntu nje just needs to introspection. Masibuyele kuthi ngaphakathi, it's with us, it's within us land, but it's just that because of what everything that is going on in and around us, asikwazi ngoku uzifumana izinto kwezinto in our midst. Ndi wrong. Okay, mandiqale phansi, ndibhudile isingesi sibalekile. A lot has happened during the week. Ikhona into ibitrenda apha on social media, andizungena into detail, a graphic that has been trending of a lady beke kwatrenda into i-video yayibiyenzile. And I want to believe into nokubana la video was not posted by the lady. Someone did that. I did a little research. Ndafumanisa into nokubana kuviolate if ipostwe ngomnye umuntu ayipostwanga nguye. ibe khona i-violation ye-rights. But ke ngomna I don't have much uadvise into nokubana what do you do xa kwenzeke loo nto, because yinto eyenzekayo imihla ngemihla le yoviolethwa kwe-rights zabantu. Once uposte into without i-consent yomntu, uboyazi buziviolethile ii-rights zaloo nto. Kuthiwa ke apparently ikhona into ekuthiwa popia or something like that. Ndinomntu ke ndiza naye ke ngoku owazi more about le nto ye-violation ye-rights. Le nto yepopia kuthiwa yi-Protection of Personal Information Act number 4 of 2013. So ndiza naye ke ngoapha utata uNonkelela, uchuma Nonkelela. Phuzana, ndazi noba sowukhona nolayinini mntakwethu. Chuma? Awukabikho mntakwethu. Ndifuna uMr Nonkelela, nguye ke umntu ebesimcelile into nokubana uba eze apha kuthi azosixelela ngale nto uba kuza kwenzeka kanjani, bekufanele uba kwenzeka ntoni. Sizamfowunela ngoku siphinde sibuyele naye size naye kuni baphulaphuli. Otherwise, beautiful show guys. Uzaba usizamile kakhulu. Ndiyafuna sibuyele kulo mcimbi wezinto yoviolate kwe-rights zabantu. Ndiyafuna sibuyele kulo mcimbi because zizinto ezisilimazayo kakhulu. Awukwazi into nobana uposte izinto that are damaging and ezilimaza i-reputation yomntu ube wena xa inokwenziwa kuwe loo nto leyo ungenawuzukwazi uyistamaka. That is rude and cruel. Siye ngomeni, something Soweto, no Dolly.
ndikhona tu.
All right, ndiyabulela ke mntakwethu. Finally ndade ndakufumana. Uyabonakala ubuyi-end user kwedini ngwasezilalini.
No, ndibetha i-load shedding too man, noko i-technology yazi uba zinto zam.
Kaloku ndiyakwazi ngexesha xa ndikubiza fondini ndilindele uba uzawuthi objection awunozumbiza lo hlobo. Uyi-advocate into yiyo.
Asikho sekhothi ngoku.
All right, ndiyabulela mthuzana ihlomane. Baphulaphuli ke, this is Advocate Chuma Nonkelela of the High Court. High Court i-advocate upractice kwi-court yasemthatha. Mr. Nonkelela sir. Oh sorry, advocate not Mr. Advocate. Siphethe umcimbi apha lo besikhe sawuncokola ihlo ecaleni wale nto yale cyberbullying. Le nto yabantu abaposta izinto without i-consent zabantu. Umuntu adibane nento, umuntu afumane i-graphic yomuntu, whether umnikile yena, umnika futhi loo nto leyo, umnika umthembile into yobana akazuyidlulisa, but for some reason that person just decides to share it. So ithini into ngaloo nto leyo? What do I do now that my right or my personal life has been violated?
Yes, Joe. What prompted this conversation was your post when you posted on Facebook.
Yes, sir.
You said, aren't there legal precautions for someone who leaks a sensitive graphic of someone without his or her consent? You also further said, it is sad and bad the way we are bullying each other as bad people.
Yes.
Doesn't this amount to cyberbullying? You pose the question.
Yes.
I might be wrong, but I don't see any easy bounce from this. If no bras. If sisi, no ladies. That's what you posted.
Yes.
Then I also responded to say there are legislations to that effect.
Yes.
For example, we live in a world where personal details of our lives have become increasingly open to public scrutiny and exploitation.
Yes, sir.
So for many, revenge porn is a matter of grave concern. The consequence of hostile ex-girlfriend or boyfriend, or even a friend, or even a hacker illegally publishing highly personal and confidential images and videos that do not belong to the public domain. So as a result of that, then the law had to come in. Then if we may, then we've already said that it is this thing of disseminating these images or videos is what is called revenge porn. A revenge porn is a revenge pornography, which is generally defined as a non-consensual sharing of explicit graphic videos or photos. Then the law had to come in. For example, there are existing legislations which criminalizes revenge porn. As internet tools and platforms evolve, so legislation had to be enacted, which is to be legislated by Parliament to keep pace with the technological development and offer legal recourse to those who may be affected. For example, we have the Act which has been passed here on the year 2022, which is called the Film and Publication Amendment Act 11 of 2019.
Okay.
The Act provides for criminalization of revenge porn, and if anyone is charged and found guilty of revenge porn, she or he could face penalties which range from a fine of 150,000 or 2-year jail imprisonment if the victim cannot be identified. But if the victim can be identified in any way by face or distinct voice, or even by the virtue of the content, then that person may be fined up to 300,000 or face up to 4 years imprisonment. There is also another one which is called the Cyber Act 19 of 2020. it is an alternative legal recourse for victim of revenge porn.
Yes.
And then there's a well-known one, which is Qaphela. But Qaphela does not explicitly grant data objects, which is Ababandu victim, a right to be forgotten. So it is not explicit, but it can be interpreted. Section 24Y can be interpreted to give at least a limited effect to this right. For example, Section 24 Qaphela empowers data subject, which is victims, to instruct responsible persons or companies or websites to delete personal information in them, in their possession or under their control that is inaccurate, irrelevant, excessive, out of date, incomplete, or misleading, or which was obtained unlawfully. Yes, I think too, those three legislation, which is, as I've said, the Film and Publication Amendment Act of 11 of 2019, the Cyber Crimes Act 19 of 2020, as well as the Qaphela. Qaphela is the Protection of Personal Information Act 4 of 2013. So they are protecting the victim from this behavior.
Okay.
Yes.
Is there any legal recourse or other that is there any legal recourse other than criminal sanctions a victim of revenge porn may pursue to obtain justice against the perpetrator?
Yes, sure. If you remember, in my comment, I alluded to the fact that not only a person can be charged criminally,
okay,
but also, yes, also there is a recourse in the form of pursuing now a civil case against the wrongdoer, where you are suing the person because the person now has damaged your dignity by sharing your graphic content. So those things are said to be affecting you psychologically. There's psychological injury, depression, and even some people may even be suicidal. So person may bring now a case like sue the person. There's what we call criminal injury, because you have subjected that person to now an injury of some sort to his dignity, his or her dignity. So that person may then sue you. I suppose that answers your question.
Yes, it does, my brother. One other question in denial: How do you think people should regard themselves against revenge porn?
I suppose yes, there are theories out there to say no face, no case, which means where they are saying we must avoid showing our faces in these things. But I'm of the view that people should just stay away from explicit content. Even don't be excited to the extent that you do this graphic content.
Okay.
And this graphic content is going to be used against you. So now, say people must stay away from them, even if others are saying no face, no case, which means they are saying don't show your face, because that's where things get more ugly, when your face can even be seen from those graphic content.
So, basically, it must not catch it wrong.
Yes, sanukhetha wrong nje cha ufuna ukwenziwa i-content but sasengemnandanga lo mkhetho uphinde ubuye ngomuntu lo.
Biselonkelele Nkosi Mntakwethu, ndiyayazi into nokubana ndikubamba ungumuntu obhizi kakhulu, ubuthi mxelele nasebusuku xa besincokola into yobana awulelanga ubhizi yeminye imicimbi. Thank you very much, my brother. Ndiqinisekile sizawumane sizongqubeka apha kuwe every time siba nezinto ezidinga i-legal advice.
Yes, anytime, bro.
By the way, kukho indawo endilibele uyibuza eyidlo. I know into yokubana when I met you wawulipolisa kwaye kwathini you decided to take this route nje in 1 minute.
Yeah, I couldn't settle for being just a cop too, because I believed that noko uThixo undiphile isiphiwo so sengqondo. So I couldn't just settle for that. So I decided to pursue my studies further, and then I managed to do it. To study whilst at the same time I was a cop up until I succeeded.
You are an inspiration, my brother. Thank you very much.
Okay, it's a pleasure too.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the day, but
okay, same to you and your colleagues then.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, Bapulapul, thank you very much. It's been a wonderful show, empowering, inspiring, motivational, and all. Siyabulela kakhulu. Thank you very much. It's time for me to say goodbye. Goodbye. It's time for me to leave. But one thing you should always remember: the future is not some place we are headed. It is what we are making. And the route to it changes both the maker and the destination. Thank you very much, Beton. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Ciao.